What's up, everybody? So today we're going to talk about my ADHD. So I got diagnosed at 43 with ADHD, and pretty much I was told, do you know, if we would have found you, this is what the doctor said, literally, this is what my doctor said. If we would have found you as a child, you would not know anyone that you know now. Which actually sounds kind of sad, because there's a lot of people in my life that I really care about and are really good people. So he said, it only takes somebody about 5 minutes to figure out that you're really intelligent. And I appreciate that. I don't know if I'm intelligent or I'm just inquisitive, because I think intelligence comes from searching and revealing what's already been known in the universe. So intelligence is actually just your desire to learn more information, and we're all capable of it, and there's nothing special about it. I just enjoy it. So, and I enjoy rationalizing and understanding humans, nature, mathematics, geometry, astrology, physics, chemistry. I'm not really good at chemistry, by the way. Chemistry is a tough one for me. But here's what I found. I got diagnosed at 43, and he put me on meds, and the doctor said, I can't wait to see what happens when we unlock you. Those were the words he said to me, and I didn't understand what he meant. And he started telling me, I started asking me, are you angry? And I'm like, yeah, I'm angry. And he's like, why are you angry? He goes, I can tell you why you're angry. And I'm like, why? And he goes, because your whole life you've had to outwork everyone to be equal. And I was angry. So I failed second grade, and I went to summer school, 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade. I never had a summer off. For English, by the way, English, which I'm the guy that writes, basically proofreads papers now and stuff, which is hilarious. So here I am. My whole childhood was basically stuck in summer school, and I barely passed. I barely passed at all, at all. And I had a teacher, my 7th grade history teacher, who I see around town and stuff that I'm friends with. He said, you were probably one of the most frustrating kids I had. He said, because I would lecture and I would give assignments. You never did the assignments, but you would always pass the tests. And so I would basically get in trouble for not doing homework. So I would learn through his lectures. Well, after getting tested at 43 with ADHD, I figured out why. Because I retain 85% of everything I hear. Everything. My books in college have to be audio. Everything has to be presented in audio. I listen to audiobooks all the time. So I'm retaining 85% of everything I hear, but I only retain 15% of what I read unless I'm hyper-focused on it. So I can look at things and put them together, pictures, stuff like that, dynamically, but I can't sit and just read a book. It just doesn't work. It's like writing. I can't write. It's impossible. I don't have the time. My brain goes too fast. So we're going to come back to ADHD. So this is fascinating, because I realized people said, oh, you have a learning disability. It's called ADHD. I don't have a learning disability. Y'all have a system disability. There's a disability in the system that has geared against the way that I learn. Because here's the thing. I learn stuff incredibly fast. But I don't do well with wasting my time. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the guy was quoting years and stuff like that. And it got to the point where I actually fell asleep in the middle of this podcast. I'm like, this is, there's no dynamics here. There's no intrigue. There's nothing intriguing about what you're saying. So I don't have a disability. I have an ability, and the people who don't have it are too slow. That's not my fault. And I look at the world differently. I see things differently. I think differently. I think outside the box. I create rationalizations to things. And actually, one of the other videos I'm going to make today is about it. So when people tell you that you're ADHD, or they tell you that you're perseverating, or you're obsessing, that's the best one. You're obsessing. You're not obsessing. It's called hyperfocus. It's a part of the gift of ADHD. It's a part of the gift of your neurons connected, and you're running at supersonic. I listen to books at 2 times the speed of normal speaking, twice as fast, and I can pick it up. And actually, it's funny because as soon as I turn it on, it's like really fast, and then about 45 seconds in, everything slows down, and it's running at my speed. So when people say, "Oh, you're a disability." Oh, this is the best one. So you're my girlfriend does this, and I do it too, which I find fascinating. My ex-wife hated it. She thought I was just ignoring her. So I watch TV, right? I'm watching TV. I don't watch much TV, but I was watching TV. I was paying attention, right? And you get talked to, like someone talks to you, and they're talking, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden it turns into, hey, did you hear me? Nope, didn't hear you. Not one bit. Didn't even know you were talking. And they're like, you're ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. And right now what I'm doing is paying attention to what's in front of me. I'm paying attention to what's in front of me. That's not ignoring you. If you want my attention, you have to get my attention. If you are not doing something that is stimulating to get my attention, then I'm going to go someplace in my mind and have some attention there. I'm going to fly off to Jupiter and stare at the spot. I'm going to think about the sun and what it means and what it does. I'm going to do whatever comes to mind. I'm going to go through all the conversations and all the interactions I've had for the last 40 years. Because whatever you're doing is not stimulating. And I just want to go somewhere else. So I do. I unlock and go. Calling people disabled is a disability in someone's construct of how learning is supposed to be done. We all have gifts. We all have our unique acquired abilities. But the problem is when they are forced into a box of conforming to what someone called a standard, that ability becomes a disability. And when you can't do it, you're then punished for it. So, not everybody is the same. Have a little empathy that someone might just be different. And there's nothing wrong with being different.